So I've been battling the cold for a couple days, and Mrs. King Overland said I needed some vitamin C and some zinc. We argue about the efficacy of such remedies, but I took some vitamin C and I decided to cook something that has a lot of zinc in it. So I'm rolling out to the woods right now to do a little ride and cook up because I'm stir crazy at home. So come along with me.
Soundstripe.
So at this point, I've driven to 3 different locations in the National Forest to see if I could cook my dinner, and I struck out at all 3 places. And the first one was busy with people. I'll show you that. The second one, that area was closed. I guess that's actually the 4th place. The third one was also just not suitable. I mean, it was the grass was high, and I was worried about starting a fire. And anyway, now I'm at the 4th location, the place that I've camped before, and the bugs are out. When I say the bugs, I'm not talking about mosquitoes, I'm not talking about flies, I'm talking about huge, like thumb-sized biting flies. And right now, inside the vehicle, inside the Rum Runner, they're pelting the windows. Let me just let you see what I'm talking about. You'll hear it every once in a while. There we go. In fact, one of them bit me on the back of the neck when I got out to check out. I thought maybe if I was in the sun, sometimes they don't bother you in the sun. These suckers don't care. I think they're fierce. Anyway, this is not going to work, and bug repellent doesn't help with these guys, not in my experience, because they land on you and bite you immediately. So by the time they realize you have bug repellent on, they've already bitten you. So that doesn't help you out. So I'm gonna try one more place. So we're gonna head there now. And if that didn't work, we're just gonna go back to the fire pit behind the Overland Rum Shack and cook there. Let's see what happens. So update on the biting insects. I reached around and just like rubbed the place where the thing bit me, and now my thumb is itching. I don't know what those guys are injecting in you when they bite you, but it's some heavy duty stuff, toxic. So anyway, in Florida in the summertime, especially in the woods, well, it can be that way at the beach too, but you have to be aware that there are a lot of biting bugs. Mosquitoes are all insects, right? Mosquitoes and other biting bugs. They have yellow flies, we have horse flies, we have tons of flies that will bite you, and they hurt bad too. Then we have insects that sting you, like bees, and then we have wasps and hornets and yellow jackets. Some of those may be multiple names for the same thing, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's what we got in this area. What do you have in your area? This tree fell in Hurricane Idalia, whatever you want to say. I'm not exactly sure. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Because I came out here with some friends at night and there was nothing on this bridge. And since then the hurricane came. Well, I mean, it could have fallen any time since then, but likely it fell when the hurricane came. There were some other trees down on this road that had the same situation. They were not down before the hurricane and now they're down. I think it would be interesting to bring my canoe here and slip it into the water and see how far back there I could paddle and what kind of wildlife we'd run into. I mean, I'm certain I could go all the way back to those trees there. I don't know how far back around that way I could go. Then on this side, I don't know if I would paddle under this bridge. I probably would. I'd like to see what's back there, how far we could paddle. Because, I mean, there's no way there's not an alligator in here somewhere. There's fish, there's turtles. There's an alligator in here somewhere. At least one. Over here on the right hand side, quite some time ago, I saw some like teenager alligators, like 3 or 4 together. But don't see anything today. But as soon as I got out of the car and started walking this way, I heard several splashes. I think they're probably turtles, but turtles and alligators are both pretty perceptive. After a few minutes of just standing here quietly, all the birds and the frogs, and I think I heard some baby alligators back here, started making their noises again. So, and I heard the engine of the rum runner. Heard me tromping around up here, talking way too loud. They all got quiet. Oh, there's a woodpecker over here somewhere. Let's see if he does it again. There we go. Those things amuse me. Okay, so I'm back here at the Overland Rum Shack because I couldn't find a good spot to cook my dinner that wasn't occupied with people or wasn't swarming with biting bugs. So I'm back here at the Overland Rum Shack, going to cook my dinner here. Here's what I'm having: oysters Rockefeller with Parmesan and prosciutto tortellini in a cream sauce and garlic bread. And so I thought about how to cook the oysters Rockefeller. So if you don't know what that is, it is oysters on a half shell with a topping made of herbs and butter and breadcrumbs, sometimes crab and cheese. This one is just breadcrumbs and herbs and butter. So really you want the heat to come from the top. You don't want the heat just to come from the bottom. So I thought about grilling it. That's not going to accomplish that. So I think what I'm going to do is use my camp oven, put the oysters inside, and then put heat on top to push the heat down and brown the top of the oysters Rockefeller. Haven't cooked these before. Had them several times. I saw them at a seafood market that I like in Jacksonville, already prepared with the bread topping and ready to go, and it's a great place to get seafood, so I decided to give it a try. See how it goes. Get my camp oven out. See what shape I left it in. Pretty good. So I'm going to leave the trivet in there And the Oysters Rockefeller, the guy at the seafood market actually gave it to me in a little foil pan. And I'm going to see if the whole pan will just fit right in here. Some paper from the labels on the bottom of this thing. That's not a problem. Let's see. That's what I'm talking about. Let me just organize these things a little bit. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. Okay. Oysters Rockefeller. Let me show you what I've got going here. Okay, I'm just making a little appetizer. I haven't eaten all day and I'm starving, so I'm going to have something while I wait for the water to boil. And try to get a few coals over here so I can get my sauce started. I'm gonna even these out. Whoa, hot, hot, hot. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Put the camp oven right here on this grid. Get some coals and put them on top of the camp oven. A lot of heat on top, and we're gonna just get a little heat on the bottom. Woo! Hot, hot, hot. Do it like that. See how she goes. What we have here is some pecorino, some Parmesan, some cream, some butter, and a little bit of the pasta water. Let's get it going. Woo! I don't want my handles to melt. There we go. So what's going on with this? Yep, it's coming along nicely. I think I'm going to put some grated Parmesan right on top of those when it's time to take them out. Maybe I'll do it now. Let them get brown and bubbly. Oh, I think that'll be good. Be careful with this action. Let's see here. I think that's done. I'm going to set this over here for a minute. Let me show that to you. Garlic toast, I guess I should say. I already had a sampler earlier. That's why there's half a piece there. And I don't know if I told you folks this, but I lost my Jarrah cutting board. I left it in a hotel room when I was traveling. I took my grill and my cutting board and a couple other things, my Osprey, and I made steaks for some of my workmates on a trip. I actually started a fire right behind the hotel. Well, I left my Jarrah cutting board in that hotel room. Such is life. I called back about it. It was gone. So I'm gonna take some of this olive oil and just drizzle it on the bread. Notice how I got beautiful ununiform pieces of bread here when I cut it open. Let's get this dumb thing out of the way. Maybe this is a dumb way to do it, but this is what I do. Now, I don't have any fresh garlic in the Rum Shack, but I have some good garlic seasoning that I'm going to put on here and some Italian herbs. So let me get that. Check out this little thing I got on Amazon. Take it with me everywhere I go. I took it with me when I traveled and cooked for those people. My workmates behind the hotel. That was a lot of fun. Let's get this right. So I am going to toss the pasta in this sauce. Let's pull it right here. So all the sauce goes in there. Get it out of the way. That's probably a little bit more sauce than I need for this amount of pasta. That's okay. I'm gonna scoop it out of here. Looks pretty good. About to plate it up. Okay, let's get the pasta on the plate first. I'm gonna get a couple oysters and come back. There's that. These things are still mega hot. Let's do that right there. Let's get a piece of bread. Now, some freshly grated cheese, because I can't get enough of this. Why not put some on the bread too, right? Making a mess. Check it out. Now we gotta taste it and see how it is. Okay, I'm gonna see how this is. Let me start off with some of this pasta. Okay, pasta's jam up. We'll see. That's pretty good. And the bread. I'm putting some of this juice. So, Mrs. King Overland said I needed some zinc to battle the cold that I had, and also some vitamin C. I'm zinced up now as soon as I finish these oysters. Fantastic.